There is something strange that happens in almost every room. A group of people are talking loudly. Everyone has something to say. Everyone wants attention. Voices overlap, people interrupt each other, and everyone tries to prove their opinion is the most important. But somewhere in that same room, there is always one person who says almost nothing. He just sits there quietly, watching, listening. At first, nobody notices him, because in a world full of noise, silence is easy to ignore. But after a while, something interesting starts to happen. People begin to glance at him. They start wondering why he hasn't said anything yet. What is he thinking? Why is he so calm? And suddenly, without even trying, the quiet person becomes the most interesting person in the room. This happens because silence creates mystery, and humans are naturally curious about mystery. When someone talks constantly, we understand them quickly. Their personality becomes obvious, their intentions become clear. But when someone speaks less, their mind feels hidden, and the human brain hates unanswered questions. So people start paying attention to the quiet person, not because he demanded attention, but because he didn't. Most people believe power comes from speaking loudly and dominating conversations, but real power often looks different. Real power often looks calm. When someone talks too much, they reveal everything about themselves, their insecurities, their need for approval, and their desire to impress others. But the quiet person reveals very little. Instead, he observes. While everyone else is trying to be noticed, he is studying the room. He notices things others miss. He sees who is trying too hard. He sees who is pretending to be confident. He notices who is uncomfortable and who is being honest. These small observations create understanding. And understanding creates influence. Because when you truly understand people, you don't need to shout to be powerful. You only need to speak at the right moment. Imagine a meeting where 10 people are talking nonstop. Everyone keeps sharing ideas, interrupting each other, and trying to sound smart. But one person stays silent for most of the conversation. Then suddenly, that person speaks. Just one short sentence, but that sentence solves the entire problem. What happens next? Everyone listens. Everyone turns their attention to that person, because silence made their words valuable. When someone speaks all the time, their words slowly lose impact. But when someone speaks carefully, people automatically listen more closely. This is why silence can be powerful. Silence creates anticipation, and anticipation creates attention. There's also another reason quiet people gain respect: calmness. In difficult situations, most people react emotionally. They get angry, they argue, and they raise their voice. But someone who stays calm in chaos instantly appears stronger.
Imagine two people arguing. One person is shouting loudly, while the other person stays calm and speaks slowly. Who looks more powerful? Almost always the calm one, because losing control often signals weakness, while staying calm signals inner strength. And humans naturally respect emotional control. Quiet people often appear more confident as well. Someone who constantly tries to prove themselves can look insecure, but someone who stays calm and relaxed looks comfortable with who they are. They don't need constant attention. They don't need constant validation. And that kind of self-control sends a powerful signal to others. It signals confidence. True confidence is quiet. It doesn't scream for attention or beg for recognition. It simply exists, and people can feel it. That's why quiet individuals often make others curious. People begin to wonder what they are thinking and why they react differently from everyone else. Curiosity slowly turns into respect. But being quiet doesn't mean being weak. It doesn't mean hiding from the world. Real quiet strength means choosing when to speak and when to stay silent. It means understanding that not every argument deserves your energy, and not every opinion deserves your response. Sometimes the smartest thing you can do is simply observe. Because when you observe more than you speak, you begin to understand people deeply. And once you understand people, you gain something far more valuable than attention. You gain influence. That is the hidden power of quiet people. They listen more, notice more, and understand more. And when they finally speak, Their words carry weight. So the next time you find yourself in a room full of noise, remember something most people forget. You don't need to be the loudest person in the room. Sometimes the most powerful person in the room is the one who speaks